Hello and welcome to the Stellar Monarchs preview show. Myself, Graham Munsey, joined by Dave Harley as we look ahead to another big, definitely crucial championship match this Friday as the Birmingham Brummies come a-calling. Dave, it's time for the season to start now. That's the way I look at it. No home wins yet, that has to change on Friday.
Yeah, we've had our bad luck and injuries, problems, and hopefully we're going to see everything back and better. Although unfortunately Paco has crashed out, so he won't be there on Friday. But yeah, as you say, there is no more room for error. If we want to be in the playoffs end of the season, we need to be there winning every week now.
That's it. That's the goal. And one man who's here to help us, it's our guest this weekend. We now welcome in recent signing, Bastian Borke. Bastian,
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So, Bastian, sorry, Dave, on you go.
No, I was just going to say it's great to have you on board, not just tonight, but in the team. It's obviously, and mid-season change for you is an exciting opportunity.
Oh yeah, surely think so. It's different to ride in the UK as well, so I think it's a lot of fun. So I'm just looking forward to the rest of the season.
Perfect. So good. Actually, Bastian, I said that when I came on. I meant to ask this the first time we spoke back for the programme. Is it Bork or is it Borke? Is everyone Scots murdering the pronunciation of your surname, or are we getting it right?
Borke. In Danish it's Borke, but you can call me Borke if you want. It sounds better, I think.
No, we'll get it right. We'll get it right, Bastian. Don't you worry. You mentioned there, it's joining midway through the season, but it's not as if you've not been busy before that. We see scores all over. You're riding the Polish under-24 league, Danish league, Swedish leagues. So I guess the UK was just the next step on your Speedway education.
Yeah, I've been looking to go there for a while, yeah. So I was just waiting for the opportunity, and then Edinburgh came through and gave me that opportunity. And I think you can learn a lot over there at you guys. So I think it's surely an opportunity itself.
Yeah, no, cool. We're obviously excited about what we saw there, especially, starting to show last week what you're capable of, and get that home track dialed in, and hopefully move forward. Just want to say out there, the guys, if you got a question for Bastian, get it on YouTube, on Facebook, on the comments here. We've got a couple in there already. Well, Chris writes in with a difficult question for the start. What is a realistic CMA? You obviously coming on a assessed 5.0. I guess you'll be hoping to do a lot better than that.
What is the CMA?
Oh, average. That's the calculated match average. So the 5.0 out of 12. So we're hoping for up round about 9 or 10, but no pressure.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, because last time after I swapped the bikes, I felt way more comfortable around Edinburgh as well. So 4 points in 2 heats is okay. So I guess should be at least 8 or 9 points. Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, we'll move on to something perhaps a bit different for you, which is Chris Black always on there asking, he's watched the Danish final in Slangerup, and what's the thinking about the difference between Slangerup and Armadale? Again, I probably murdered that pronunciation, as Graham said.
Yeah, so Slangerup is way bigger. Like, it's massive compared to Armadale, but it's the same thing about riding the fence around people, I guess. So in Slangerup recently have been up against the air fence to pass people and to really get speed, and I've seen that in Armadale as well. You can gain a lot of speed on the outside. So it seems a little bit like each other, but big difference in the size.
And you touched on that there, obviously, the Danish final, and these are the kind of meetings you'll be targeting in the future. I think, again, when we spoke earlier, you're, I think, 4th reserve for the SGB2, although you did say you think that was maybe more due to just being a Danish nomination than anything else.
Yeah.
But, taking away averages, do you have any goals either for the rest of this season? Is there any big meetings you're planning? Is there a Danish under-21 final to come that's a big target? Or, what kind of individual goals is there for yourself this season as well as the team goals?
I mostly have goals for leagues, so I hope to like get a bigger average in both Poland, Denmark, and England, of course. So that's the most important thing. Next comes, I hope I will get the wild card for either the Speedway of Nations in Voyens 2 or the SGP2 in Voyens. I hope to get the wild card, but I don't know. But I hope to get in there, and then I can do some good points in a meeting. And then under 21 Danish Championship final, I definitely want to finish top 3 at least on the podium. And I think this is realistic because we had the SGP2 qualification in the same track we have the under 21 Danish Championship final, and I finished 3rd in that meeting with the same riders as in the under 21 Danish Championship final. So I think it shouldn't be a problem really.
Certainly, you won't be out of lack of meetings these days after signing for the Monarchs, racing in 3 countries with the Polish under 24 league. Your team's doing well, riding high in there, and lots of travelling, and hopefully lots of points for you.
I don't understand the question, to be fair.
Sorry, that's that Scottish accent we're getting there. I'm just saying there that you've now obviously racing in Poland and in Edinburgh as well as at home. So
Yeah.
Lots of travelling, lots of racing.
Yeah, definitely a lot. 14 hours yesterday to go home from Poland in the car, so that's a small trip.
I hope you got some good movies downloaded on the iPad, then, Bastian.
I was driving a lot of the trip this time, so didn't really watch a lot. Just slept when I wasn't driving.
I guess so. When that's all part, we've touched on it already, all part of the Speedway education and things like that. The build up, the Polish fans, we know how passionate they are. I've seen last weekend how passionate the Scottish fans can be in those Edinburgh, Glasgow derbies. Just how much fun was that for your first 2 meetings in the UK? Okay, the results maybe didn't go the Monarchs' way, but just to sample that passion and see how the fans take to guys like yourself immediately.
It's a lot different to come to Poland and England to race, because after a meeting you would do it like a parade lap, and it's not really the same as in Denmark, because in Denmark it's just like on the way out I would do something, but it's like I wouldn't do a whole complete lap after. But I've seen after the home match in Edinburgh that they start to do a lap after they do good. Yeah, so I did that in Glasgow, but I didn't get to do it at Armadale, but I hope to do it on Friday.
Yeah, definitely. Let's hope we see that on Friday, and it will be lining up at number 3 for the Monarchs. As I said already, we're heading towards the end of the main injuries with Josh Pickering and Craig Cook both declaring themselves fit for Friday night. Unfortunately, I have lost Paco, so we rider replacement at number 2. So that means Kai and yourself will get an extra ride. How are you fitting in with the team and the guys?
I think it's a really nice team. They're all really nice and good people to talk to, and seems like a lot of fun already. So a little bit gutted that Paco is missing out when we finally got the full team. I was looking forward to that, but I think it's not a problem to get to win this meeting on Friday anyway. And I think for pair riding, it's a good team as well. It's not like it's a lot different than in Poland and Denmark. It's you think a little bit more about your teammate over here. So
yeah, that's the confidence we like. It'll be no problem to win on Friday, says Bastian. I like that already. And you mentioned the lineup's going through, so getting Josh back as captain and Craig back also absolutely massive. It's the guests have served as well on the main. Richie Worrell, I think in particular, has guested a few times. Louis Kerr tried his heart out. Rory at Birmingham, they've all tried their heart out, but there's nothing quite like having your own, 6 of your own 1 to 7 back. And then even the fact that we've been rider replacement, it's the rest of your team that makes up the ride. So as you said, Bastian, I guess the goal now is to get that team spirit back together with a full team, get the wins on the board, and then the end of season playoffs are still the target.
Yeah, no, I think we're still optimistic of getting to the end of season playoffs if we can start to pick up wins.
Yeah, surely. I think as well, Just is very fast right now, so I think he'll be making a lot of points on Friday as well. And I haven't really seen much of Craig Cook, but I've seen him before, and I guess he's fast too. So it's good to have those guys back. And then also speaking to Josh in the pits is very nice. He's a good teammate, tells you what to do and what not to do. So I think when Paco comes back as well, yeah, it will be no problem to get into playoffs. Like I don't know what we need. I just guess we need to win the next few meetings.
Lots of wins, yeah, lots of wins going forward now. Yeah, and of course you can be there to hopefully witness our first league home win of the season on Friday night with the. If you get your tickets now from edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/tickets, and if you're not available, I don't know, are you going to be there Friday, Graham, with the on the stream?
No, unfortunately, it'll be Mike and yourself in the commentary box, Dave.
Yeah, you'll get me on the comms if you're if you tune in to edinburghmonarchs.co.uk EMTV live stream available as we do every Friday. So get yourself on there, and yeah, I'm not sure if that's a good thing me being on or not, but I need to break my duck as a commentator. Never mind the guys' home league record this season. Yeah. Anyway, as you say, sorry, Graham.
I was just going to say, yeah, and you've hit the button that I was going to test. The Birmingham lineup going along the bottom of the screen there, Bastian. They've probably had an even tougher start to the season than Edinburgh. I think that one league win they've got, or are they still on none? They won at Plymouth, didn't they? So it'll be key for them. And looking through the team, I'm guessing that there's no Danes in the team, but is there any guys in there you've ridden with before? Do you know Nick Morris or Justin Sedgman or anyone that's been riding over Europe?
I was on the team with Nick Morris last season in Varde, and this Alfie Boutel, isn't he a newcomer? Or is it just me? Yeah, he's on my team. He's not new on the Speedway. I might be thinking of a different guy.
Or sorry, in England.
He's quite young. He's still quite young, but yeah, he's still a couple of years around. So
yeah, I think I might know him from Slangerup. I think he's like a reserve rider in Slangerup. And then of course Justin Sedgman from last meeting, and then Troy Batchelor as well. I've ridden against him in France one time. So I know a few of them, but when we go to the line, I don't really care. So.
That is, of course, the big change for the Brummies this week, bringing in Troy Batchelor as they hope to turn their season around. And obviously that means Sam Higgins coming for James Pearson as well. And it never really worked for James Wright coming back from injury, and I think he picked up another couple of knocks. And we know Troy's a very capable rider. I don't know how much racing he's been doing this season, but certainly makes the Brummies a more difficult opposition on Friday, Troy signing.
I think so, Dave. I think it gives them a balance, doesn't it? They've now got Nick at number 1, Sedgy at 5. We'll see how well he's going. At Ashfield last Friday and on Eurosport on Monday. I think he was absolutely lightning out the gate away to King's Lynn, and probably should have actually got a heat win or a win over Laguta in Heat 1 before it was pulled back. So not well he's going, but then it gives them that balanced middle. James Pearson, who's been replaced, he was doing well and he was improving, but another one, maybe like the Monarchs scene with Jacob, that got lumped with that, being stuck on a 4 and not being able to go below it. So when team changes come, and a guy like James Pearson, who wasn't averaging 4, I guess the quick and easy way to improve your team by a point or two is to bring somebody in that will score that average or use those points elsewhere, as they have done. So we'll see. Birmingham will kick off against Berwick on BSN in about 15 minutes' time from now. We'll see how they do at home there. But, sometimes your luck's in, sometimes it's not. We'll probably face Birmingham as strong as they've been all season come Friday night.
Yeah, agreed. But for yourself, Bastian, there's a few more questions coming. Oh, there's Chris Black saying, boom, got our 1-5 back. We've got a Jolly Boy John 2098. What are your expectations for this season? And he's obviously an amazing effort against Glasgow last week.
Yeah, so I take it from meeting to meeting, yeah. So I just hope to do better and better every time. So progressively get better each time I do a meeting. I don't really look at the points, just doing good.
Yeah, John Clements as well saying the same thing. A good effort at Glasgow last week and hoping to see you doing well. More people saying pleased to see Joshy and Cookie back. John Clements again, and Chris Ramsey, one of them Mechanics Manners is asking, how do you feel the atmosphere is in the Edinburgh pits? The mechanics always like to get in on this show.
Oh yes, I like it a lot. Yeah, it seems a lot like a team. Like it's a complete team. Yeah, so everyone talks together and everyone cherishes each other and stuff like this. So I think it's pretty good in the pits. Yeah, everybody seems happy, other than when they lose, of course.
I was going to say, Bastian, don't feel you have to be nice. If you want to have a go at another rider's mechanic, at least 5 of them will be watching this. So, if anyone annoys you on a Friday night, just feel free to let them know on here, and we'll get them sorted out by the rest of them for you.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Nah, I think it's good on the team.
Yeah. I was going to ask as well, Bastian, when we first came over and would seen, I think you said in your interview that, you'd spoke to guys like Hans Nielsen about coming over, to guys like Hans Moore, who, of course, a former Monarch. Since you've been over and ridden a couple of meetings, have you spoken to them again? Have they given you any further advice? Or now that you're here and signed, are you kind of just plowing your own furrow and just making your own way?
I would say I'm just making my own way at the moment because I haven't spoken to him yet. But I would probably catch up with him and tell him how it's going and asking what they think and stuff. So, sort of their help I got over there as well. So
cool. And of course, that's Friday night is not just the Monarchs in action. There will be an NGL match afterwards with the West Lothian Wildcats taking on the Red Car Cubs. And whilst we're talking youth, I know the Monarchs and the Monarchs Academy have had their challenges this season, shall we phrase it that way? But in the Youth Championship, the final round at Kent is looking like it's going to be postponed. This is still to be 100% confirmed, but it's looking like Rocco Webb will be the British Youth Champion for the 125cc class in 2023. So fantastic news. Well done, Rocco. And of course, you'll see that fellow Monarchs Academy guys, Lewis Higgs third, Liam Morris is fourth, and Lee Harrison, who races for the Armadale Angels, is a sixth. So it's a tremendous achievement for the boys, and only their second year on the track.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely fantastic to see them getting the track time and doing well with it. And I guess we can dream, for anyone that was there on Friday night and watched the Leicester National League team, where I think the oldest guy was 19 and they had two 15-year-olds score 26 points, was it, between them? 27 points between them, something like that. That's a dream, isn't it? That in 3-4 years' time, the Monarchs Academy is 6 or 7 young Scottish guys that have all come through and are doing well. And then in 5 or 6 years' time, it's 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or however many that step up and are leading the charge in the Monarchs Championship team. So absolutely fantastic, and well done to Rocco, to Lewis, to Liam, to all that were involved. There's no mean feat in the travel going up and down the country for these meetings as well. So for all their teams, their sponsors, their parents, anyone else that's helping them out, well done, and hopefully see you back on the academy track sooner rather than later, as you pointed out
there. Yeah, and of course the Stellar Monarchs Academy will be in action on Saturday as well at Leicester, so that's to look forward to. And I guess that'll be another challenge. You've seen Glasgow, you've seen Edinburgh. Are there any other tracks in the UK that you've raced, Bastian?
No. That's the first one was Edinburgh, so second one was Glasgow, and now Edinburgh again.
Short and sweet. The comments I'm getting a bit more just with the mechanics, giving it some chat and some welcome to the team. And Chris again, this is getting ecstatic, pulling some fantastic moves at Glasgow last Friday.
And it probably does owing to a question though, actually, Dave. We saw Heat 12. What was your heat win? Was your highlight, Bastian? And I know I spoke to you after the meeting on Friday night at Glasgow, and you described it as a wee bit an up and down night. I won't use the word you used for your first race, but after that, you got dialed in pretty quick, and it must have been a night that you actually really enjoyed come the end of it.
After the first heat, I enjoyed it, yeah. So the first heat was a little bit of a struggle because I was struggling with the shape of the track and was a little bit bumpy into the corners. And then I had a little bit too small sprocket, so it was very hard to turn. But after we changed the setup and I just sent it with full throttle, it was way easier and just enjoying riding the air fence. Yeah, a little bit tight in some of the corners. I didn't think I would get through. Like the one, I think that was my second heat where I bounced off the fence down the straight. Holy, I thought I was gonna fall off the bike back then, but pretty lucky. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was going to say also, very quick to have your first argument with a Glasgow rider. I think after that one, you kind of, I don't think you were overly happy with Marson, maybe not leaving you as much racing room as certainly Tom Brennan did in the next one.
Yeah, you know, I spoke to the team manager after, and I think I agree with him that that guy didn't really have control of the bike at the moment, so probably wasn't on purpose. But I still think it was I'm not gonna say it, but it was not so nice move. Yeah, should have left me a little bit more, I think, because I was already on the side of him. But yeah.
Well, it's great from our perspective to see someone so determined to make the passes, get through, and another exciting rider to watch. We love seeing the good passing at Edinburgh on Friday nights. We'll get some cracking racing there, and we think we're going to see lots involving yourself, Bastian, going forward.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it as well.
Yep. So Friday night, 7:30 tapes up, as Dave's already said. edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/tickets is your link if you want to be there. If for any reason you can't make it, then as all matches at Armadale are, it will be live streamed. edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/EMTV is your link for that one. Dave, I don't think there's too much left. I think maybe just a little reminder that the Monarchs fans trust draw is still going on, so I'll leave you to, you'll know the details of that much better than I will.
Yeah, there's the draw, so pick up tickets we'll be at the gazebo just on the fourth bend. Jim and Len and the guys will be out there handing out tickets, and we try to make the draw non-speedway prizes, so £500 is the prize. So not only just buy tickets, if you can take some away and sell them to your friends, sell them at work. Let's say try and raise a bit of money, get a trust a wee bit more of a boost for the summer draw, but a fantastic opportunity to win £500. I'm sure we'd all quite like that. Yeah, plenty more prizes to be announced soon as well.
Yeah, I'll be there to get my tickets a week on Friday. Next time I'm there, Dave, I'll make sure I've got some before the draw. Bastian, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Just before we finish up, is there anything else you wish to say, or anyone you want to thank for your time so far, or anything like that?
Oh, I want to say thank you to John for all the help with the club, and thank you to mechanic Ramsey for the help with the bikes. Yeah, and I'm just looking forward to Friday. I hope to see a lot of guys there. So yeah, that's it.
Perfect. Sounds good to me. So, Bastian will be there Friday. Sadly, I won't be, but I'll be keeping an eye on the updates and maybe try and catch some of the stream as well. Dave, I failed miserably last week in trying to do a focus in your absence, so good luck and hope you can do better than I did. So hopefully Dave will be back with another to review all the action on Friday night. After that, we'll be back next week when we preview the Academy match against the Berwick Bullets. Make sure you don't miss any notifications of when we go live, as Dave's just put up there. Do like and subscribe, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, whatnot, Twitch, whatever social media platform you use, and we're on LinkedIn, you name it, you'll find the Monarchs somewhere. Go on there, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and until next time, as always, thanks for watching and good night.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, bye.